Alan, that wasn't what we wanted today, was it?
No, yet again, we seem to come up short, and I wouldn't mind the first 10 minutes, really. I thought we were going to win the game 3-4-0 quite comfortably, and there was a big moment where I think Hayes has gone round the goalkeeper. For me, it's a penalty, and he hasn't given it because it was probably a foul for them in the build-up to it, but two wrongs don't make a right. If he hasn't given that foul, he's got to give the penalty, and unfortunately he's bottled it, and that was the start of a bad day for him, unfortunately. But after that, I thought we just stopped playing for some unknown reason, and they got a bollocking at half time. They just decided not to bother trying anymore. It looked as though they'd give up. They were 1-0 up and they're cruising in the game, and they were just letting Bradford have the ball. No pressing, no urgency, nothing like we'd done the first 10 minutes, nothing that we asked of them. And then you give them a good bollocking at half time and tell them what we want from them. And to be fair, it's the first time where I've actually questioned them. I've actually questioned the desire from them. Do they really want it? How much do they want it? And I think they put that the right in the second half, mind you. I think the effort was there to be seen, but it shouldn't have to take that way. No chance. We should have been out of sight in that game, but we'll let them back in it. Two mistakes from Tommy, unfortunately, cost the goals, and it's disappointing because he's been brilliant, but that's what it is. And on another day you win that game comfortably. But one thing I will say, how we never got that penalty in the last 2 minutes it's dumbfounded me, because it's clear as day. It's handball, it's going in the net. If he doesn't stop that with his hand, it's a goal, and we win the game 3-2. So some baffling decisions by the officials yet again.
Second half, after your half-time team talk there, I mean, I think that's the first time I've ever known you tell the players to get out on the field before the end of the 15 minutes. We've got to go back, Nathan Newell there, and we looked good, didn't we, to go on there, and we kept the pressure up on them.
We weren't playing with any intensity in the first half, really, after 10 minutes, but once we got that intensity in, we know that we're a decent side when we play with intensity. When we play the ball slow, and it's not us, we haven't got that in. We need to play with a bit of a purpose, bit of intensity, and get at people. I thought Kane was superb today as well, by the way. Jared, I think he played 4 or 5 different positions for us today. I changed formation 3 or 4 times today. It's Jake Lawler. I thought he was really good again today. And I say Jas, I couldn't really fault them in a way, but it was just so weird that first half an hour. The half an hour after we scored, it was just a weird game, and I was just getting so frustrated with it. But you've got to give the lads a due. I thought they should have won the game, and if it wasn't for bad officiating, we would have probably won it.
We could have nicked it as well. Jacob Hazel, for example, he had a chance there, so did Ken Felix near the end, but and Declan Howe couldn't put it away, could we?
You could see it really was snatching, and one's dropped the Jazz in right in the middle of the goal, and he's put it over. And on another day, them go in, and then again we were that gung ho, we could have lost it. I think they had a chance to nick it in the end. I think I looked and we were that gung ho that Jared was the only. Mokes, I think, was centre back, and there was no one else around him. So that's how desperate we were to win the game today. But unfortunately, just come up short.
We're 6th in the table. We're still in the playoff positions. Everybody else is stumbling today. It's going to go right. It's going to go right to the way. This, isn't it?
What people have got to remember is that the teams that we're playing at this moment in time are fighting for them lives. The Blythes, the Bradfords, and the Forsey, they're fighting for them lives, and that makes it a really difficult game to play in, both emotionally and mentally. It's because them don't lose it. We don't want to lose it, but let's say we'll give it a good go today in that second half. And I said to the lads, if they played like that in the second half, if they played that the whole game, we wouldn't have been sitting here with a draw. We would have been sitting here with the 3 points. So they know what's required, and it's just so frustrating. I can understand the fans getting frustrated with it, but it was really quiet as well through that first half. When we're winning 1-0, it was really quiet. I think everyone was on edge because we weren't playing with the intensity that had dropped, and it's just a weird feeling at this moment in time that the crowd seem to want to jump on a mistake once the lads make a mistake. And you've got to remember the lads, listen, they're trying the best out there, but like I said, I did question it in that first half. I can understand that, but they've shown what they're capable of in that second half.
Away to Brackley next. Now Brackley are having their problems. They're part of come with their manager the weekend, and they've struggled at Hereford today.
Very similar run to us. It's strange, like you said, pressure. It gets to people, unfortunately, and we've just got to keep on top of that and try and keep the lads going and not throw the season away. After the first half of the season was fantastic. We lost a lot of players, yes, we know that, and we've got a lot of injuries, but the lads have just got to keep it going and make sure we get into that top 7 to make sure that we get that playoff place that I think the lads deserve.
How close are the injured lads to coming back?
Jack's the main one. We're hoping he's training Thursday. Fingers crossed. We'll get a training session off on Thursday, and if everything goes to plan, then he should be available for the squad on Saturday. If not, it'll be Tuesday. But fingers crossed on that one. Ben Little, a couple of weeks away. Kings Lynn, maybes. He might be ready for that one. Big Wheats pulled his calf again, so it's not looking good for Big Wheats to take any more minutes in the season, unfortunately. But which is a shame, because he's a great character, and so he's had a fantastic career, and it's just such a shame that it's fizzled as it is at this moment in time. It hasn't been that impact that we wanted, unfortunately. But I've been there myself, and I know what it's like. Once you have that back operation, it's difficult to keep away from them niggling injuries, and unfortunately that's what he's got at this time. But we're getting them back slowly but surely. But we've missed, as I say, you're looking at 4 or 5 key players missing from the squad, and the lads are still in and about it. So we've just got to keep it going, and the fans, listen, just stay behind them. Whatever flack you want to give it to me, but stay behind the lads and give them it, because they deserve it. They do deserve it, and if we get there, I think everyone will be delighted.
It's a matter of staying positive, isn't it? I know there's a lot of tension and emotion around, but we've all just got to stay positive, haven't we?
It's all it is. You've just got to have that positive feeling about everything. I think in the minute there's a lot of negativity because we haven't won for so long, but we're still in there. You know, I mean, if you'd flipped it and we'd won all the games now, it'd be a totally different mentality, which is strange, but that's the way we've got to look at it. I think a lot of teams have gone on bad runs and good runs, and unfortunately ours has come at a bad time, but we've just got to keep being positive, keep believing that we'll get there in the end.